Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my United Nations of Earth playthrough. So the actual game end won't be until 2800. We're still about 400, almost 500 years away from that. We're actually still 75 years away from the mid-game. And I have actually almost gotten to in-game tech-wise. Because my technology has really boosted up, and I should probably increase the tech cost for the next playthrough or reduce the time of the game, one of the two. But I do enjoy epic games. I can disappear for months into a game like this. I enjoy watching the journey from the very beginnings of an empire to it actually becoming a large spanning civilization. And we are slowly impacting those around us. I do love the bonds we have built with the three nearby empires. I just still wish we could get more to join. But it's getting close to where I'm going to be going up against the Prime Awareness and even the Zakplot Vestige. But we are about to finish off the Uthabulan Braves and remove one of the Marauder threats from the galaxy. And then my next focus will be this other Marauder threat. There's a pirate fleet down here. I'm actually going to send the Ahab by himself. He's not really going to be that effective in this combat. So we're going to take the Ahab and send the Ahab down this way. It would take him about 6 months to get over here if they don't have a fleet that gets to that direction fast enough. Yeah, you've got no orders on your fleets right here. You're just kind of sitting here idle. I don't know what you are prepping to do. I think you still want to go to war over here. I did not mean to bring that up. The Kraken Terrors. I meant to look at his fleet. Yeah, no orders. A lot of his fleets are currently idle. Of course, these guys keep wanting to push war because they want to expand. But the thing is, they don't need to really just greedily expand and grab territory. There's still plenty of room for expansion in the territory they already have. Like, let's look at a few of their colonies, for example. Let's go down here and click on a colony. Yeah, he's still got plenty of room for growth on these colonies. He probably doesn't have very many habitats. I don't think I've seen a single... No, he doesn't have any habitats yet. I mean, the space he's got, there's plenty of room for growth and expansion. There's no reason just to greedily want, oh, more territory. And I realize now two things. One is the reason that administrative sanctions disappeared is because there was a civilization that was probably finally integrated. That was the one that proposed it. And I did not get a message about it finally disappearing. And I do not know if this lack of information is due to the bugs that were implemented when I updated the version of the game. When they added in the Fornax update, or if it's something they've started removing. We'll have to test that in the next game. The other thing is the reason my minerals jumped was Storm finished its low gravity mega refiners that boosted all the mineral output of the miners here, and there were quite a few. Yeah, so my mineral output from mining jobs jumped by about 100. Which gave me, actually cut out my deficit some. So I probably should have focused on orbital rings sooner on my mining worlds to kind of deal with that since I had low mining. But I've been starved for influence most of the game because I tend to get way too many agreements and don't really declare rivals like I need to. Plus, I'd been struggling to keep my power projection maxed out. I'm only down 0.27 from the power projection. I could be getting 2 points instead of 1.73, so that's not huge. But getting this galactic ambition and the Galatron has really made a huge difference in this game for my influence, considering how diplomatic I've been trying to be and keep multiple agreements. I might have been better off cutting down on my agreements and just focusing on nearby empires and letting the ones over here squabble. I probably could have grown a little bit more and actually joined in some rivalries. We will be declaring rivalries soon, provided everybody doesn't get pathetic to us. I'm not quite ready to declare them as a rival just yet, even though they are listed as inferior. They're still overwhelming in fleet power. I want to wait until I have upgraded all of my fleets, have dealt with the lavish freebooters, and have seen if I am the one to get to the enigmatic fortress. Once I do that and get my fleets fully repaired and up again and up to max capacity, then I will pursue eliminating this potential threat of the Zack plot, especially if they go to war against the Awoken again. Now, I would like to still get a Prospectorium, even though I'm not really looking forward to being an Overlord in this game. I do kind of want the trifecta of having one of each, and I'm also curious if the benefits for these stack. So, for example, if I had 2 bulwarks up to the same level, does that mean I am getting additional bonuses throughout my empire, like 10 stability and minus 20 crime from the overworld relay network? Do they stack? Because I did notice going through my empires, most of my stability is extremely high, and even on my highly populated worlds, there is no crime. It's not even showing me the modifiers that are being removed. It's just saying no crime. On all of my worlds, my empire is crime-free. But we're going to proceed onward here.
Research concluded.
Yeah, and that is a bug that needs to be fixed. See, it used to be this way with every pop-up. It was delayed 1 extra day, so there was creep on your agreements. They fixed it for all the original agreements. When they added in the new ones, like the conglomerated scrappers, it looks like they went back to the old system for it and didn't think to adjust it just like the others. So it keeps popping up even though it expired yesterday, and I renewed it then. One other thing, I did add some extra agreements. I decided to go ahead, and even though I'm not getting the benefits from of raising faction with them, I do want the exotic gases and motes and crystals now, so I went ahead and got all 3 of those deals for the next 10 years. Whirlwind missiles. New miniaturization techniques will allow us to equip swarmer missiles with more powerful warheads and improve flight performance. Okay, we can get the final autocannon, and that's probably going to be the cheapest, yes. So this is the final autocannon upgrade, and that will just leave the kinetic artillery and the mega and giga cannon, I believe. No, we haven't gotten the regular missile upgrade either.
Construction completed.
All right, we have upgraded Succubus's ball. Let's go ahead and add some missile batteries here. And hopefully I will remember to queue stuff up. I am a little bit low on alloys right now.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
But they'll be coming shortly. We got another 151 there. We still have quite a few debris to
Construction completed.
Finish clearing out there. Alright, I completed the research station. Now I'm building the hyper relay and then moving to the next area.
Colony establishment has begun.
And we have begun establishing Tirhania. Let's go ahead and clear out some features. We will be... Let's see, it's going to take about 1 year These two together would be a little over a year, and they're the ones blocking districts. Other than that, I could get one of either of those before I'm out of time. So let's get these two. Let's clear out the toxic kelp and the dense jungle while we are establishing the colony. Oh, another thing is I did look up pronunciation on a word I was having difficulty with. This is actually pronounced Winzhou, and I believe it's a province. It's named. It shares a name with a province in China. I think I want to start getting the gateway online here before I start building a hyper relay. And let's actually, here in Yamather, go ahead and get started on the orbital ring here, since we have the influence. No, I don't have the alloys, so we will wait a little longer. We do have quite a few idle construction ships, and if you had noticed, I actually did this a few episodes ago, I think. I reorganized my hotkeys down here. I like being able to hit a button and bring up my colonies and then just be able to tab through them. But I have basically put all of my constructors down here in the order they appear in the list, and my one science ship that is basically not assisting research somewhere. And of course my transport fleet that I have constantly forgotten about. So we're still about 4 months away from taking on the last
Research concluded.
Uthabulan Braves. Gravitational analysis. Increasing powerful computation paradigms allow us to adapt individual construction projects to planetary and ultra-local gravitational conditions. Alright, energy credits, energy weapon damage, energy weapon attack speed. Now the reason this that is locked is no longer all the way at the bottom is apparently we only have a handful of researches left, so getting 6 new options is including this one now. Let's go for the shield hit points. Let's see, that would be a year and a half. The quantum catapult would also be a year and a half. The Dyson sphere would be a little longer. That's odd considering this is a year and a half. Somebody else must have it. Yeah, it's the GTA. Somebody in the GTA has it, and the Alvatharians. So yeah, we will get the shield harmonics just to boost our shields a little bit more for combat. I like the repeatables because they do not require you to upgrade your ships to get the benefits. Alright, I actually do have the influence now to start on a gateway site. I'm still shy 1 month worth of alloys. I'm still earning about 2,000 credits a month, so let's go ahead. We're only down a few alloys, 400 or so. Let's go ahead and buy, let's just buy 1250 so that we can go ahead and get this gateway under construction, because it is going to take a while, almost 2 years. And once we get that gateway, we will start a hyper relay here and extend it all the way to the wormhole. Though it's not actually going to be right near the wormhole, I'm actually going to put it across the damn system because other people can come through the wormhole. So that is going to be a little bit of travel time for people trying to jump that gap, but so be it. Citizen State of Azuk entered a commercial pact with Commonwealth Man. Now the AI is a little bit fickle about their deals. You'll see them do one and then cancel it. It comes down to them deciding they'd rather put their influence to better use someplace else.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Got 148 off of that one. still haven't quite made it. It's not going to take another 2 months like this says, because that is how long it would take me to get to the center of the system. As soon as I get in the system, combat is going to be initiated. We have yet another favor from the Darbalans. We have really been racking up the favors with them. Yeah, we've got 8 favors with them already. And we've gotten 3 or 4 in the past few months. Alright, Uthabulan Braves, prepare for extinction. Really? Ahab made it all the way down here before I made it over there? Where's the Ahab? I don't even see... it must be being blocked by the hyper relay. That's the Ahab. Alright, so the Ahab is actually going to blow up that base and their fleet. And then after you get both of those, let me do a quick sweep of my allies' territory and see if they have any piracy I need to deal with. They do not. So after that, we will return to... we'll actually set your home base as Almac Station now, and have you return to Almac. Now, I could do the return home, but I believe that would cancel all his current orders not queued up. Yeah, 2 battles trying to watch them at the same time is going to be interesting. Although I don't think the battle with the Ahab is going to last long.
Engaging hostile station. Engaging hostile station.
Oh, I have already explained. Reroute the power converter to the auxiliary manifold. No, not that power converter. Must I do everything my... Oh, customers, welcome, please. We bear many goods. We have many wares. All carted safely through the stars for your convenience. We have a destroyer for 2,000 minerals. No, that was a bad deal for me earlier, so not interested. Move along. Alright, so we actually have 2 combats going on here. So what I'm going to do is keep this one up so I can watch the progress on it, but actually go to this system and visually watch this one. Yeah, there's a fleet we're engaging right there. Alright, the Ahab destroyed the pirate station and got a little bit of minerals and a little bit of energy credits. Didn't take any damage.
Engaging hostile forces.
And now the Ahab is taking on the raiders. Yeah, everything just becomes a ball right now. The combat update, which I believe should have been out before this episode airs, is going to change that, and I'm really looking forward to it, but I am going to try and finish this playthrough. I'm going to try not to have to update to the new style until I finish this playthrough. Alright, Festival of Worlds, we have Mythfell on Dis now. I'll check them next month. The Azeroth system reports the Rackets left a fleet. Where is the Azeroth system? There it is. They haven't quite left my borders. Well, the Caravan is nearby. So we will have the Caravan research that project, and then the Atlantic research that project and return to Caravan 5. Ahab is just about done with its combat. So we will go back to watching this fight. Even the oldest Vingralian history receipts tell of the Orion Star merchants. They elevated us from beasthood to sell us kitchen appliances. So this was an uplifted species, actually, the Vingralians then. You still want that bauble collection? I don't need that as bad as I need my science ship, so no thank you. The Senate vote has failed the resolution to Yankee Conservation Act. I forgot to keep an eye on it. So it actually failed. That's unfortunate. I kind of wanted that to pass. So minor administrative sanctions has been moved up. I probably should have done one for like the Tezekians. Which one did they propose? Ban organic slave trade. I entirely missed that one. I should have done the emergency for it, honestly. Which one have the Tezekians? That one, administrative insight. I probably should have moved that one up and voted for it, because that may have been just enough of a push to get them finally into the Federation. Yeah, they never got through my shields. The Ahab completely obliterated them. And I believe... Yes, we do have a debris in here to research for some more alloys. I don't really want to move a science ship down that way. I do have a science ship over here that is not doing anything meaningful, but let's talk to the conglomerated scrappers. We would like you to salvage some debris. A most solemn calling. It pains us more deeply than you can know to hear of ships stricken in battle, but life is harsh out there in the vacuum and needs must. Please forgive my reverie. Absolutely, that is a service we can provide. If you would be so kind as to grant us salvage rights and furnish us with the coordinates for the debris field, we shall compensate you in due course. Alright, so we lose access to 3 debris fields. Now, which 3 is it going to do? Thank you, we will transfer salvage rights. The transfer of salvage rights looks to be in order. The claim is good. We will be in touch soon. I think it moved some out of here. It probably goes to the top of the list. Can I do it again? We may order 1 salvage commission at a time. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I didn't have the option to tell them which debris fields I wanted them to get, because I wanted them to get the ones down here that I don't want to have to come down for. But it looks like they may have instead taken some of these. We'll have to see. But yeah, I should have paid more attention to the resolution. I did want that to pass. I decided to go ahead and send the Hubble down here to salvage these 2. I'm not sure which debris they took, but I didn't notice any new debris in the TNAB system, and I think I have blown up a few things. So I think they claimed those debris over where I had blown up their stations. I think that's what they ended up claiming. Also, one of the reasons my economy is getting a little bad right now with the minerals and the consumer goods is I am expanding faster than I should be. Instead of my eagerness to basically keep the available jobs capped out on most of these worlds so that it keeps with the growth and they keep growing, I should let my empire stagnate a little bit and the current jobs we have fill up, and then just build based on what I need. Because what I need right now is more minerals and then more consumer goods, but I need the minerals to support the consumer goods. And we should go back to the battle.
Research concluded.
Or check the research. Stormfire autocannons. Advanced rotary autocannons capable of spewing a cloud of high explosive shells at a target. Yeah, we have the torpedoes available, the mega cannon, and the Marauder missiles. Let's get the torpedoes. We have more of them.
Construction completed.
And I forgot to check my star bases to make sure that they were still constructing. The once proud nomadic warrior culture of the Uthobulans is no more. Forces from the United Nations of Earth have destroyed the last of the massive space stations that house the majority of their population. Refugees from the surviving civilian populations have scattered across the galaxy. Although some Uthobulan pirate and mercenary fleets may still be unaccounted for, the loss of their space dwellings is a devastating blow that they cannot recover from. This puts a definite end to their raiding. We lost a few destroyers, corvettes, and a cruiser. Third and Fourth Fleet are the only ones that lost ships. So we can send First and Second. We actually do need to split up our fleets at this point, so that when we go to do upgrades, all of them can get upgraded properly. Third Fleet needs reinforcements. We are going to send them to Kazoo. We're actually going to change their home base. Actually, we'll let them go to Almac. Well, no, they need more ships. We need to send them to Kazoo. So we'll change their home base to Kazoo and tell them to go home. All right, let's look at the other fleets. First Fleet is very healthy. It's going to need upgrades. We will actually send it to Earth. Second Fleet is healthy, but is going to need upgrades. We will send it to Blorgsbane. That's actually its home. I can just tell it go home. We've already assigned Third Fleet to Kazoo. Fourth Fleet also needs reinforcements. We are going to set its home base as Almac and send it to Almac. And Fifth Fleet, we will send... Its home base is Yelon. We will send it back to Yelon for now. Sixth Fleet is still sitting at Almac, and we will build it up eventually. I'm waiting till I get all of the technology done so that when I design new ships, I don't have to worry about upgrades for them in the future. Now, as soon as you finish these, scavenge those. And I will let my Bulwark claim Tanab if they want to. It's no rush for me. We're just about done with this hyper relay. I think I'm going to go ahead and queue up the next one. There. And after we get that, there is more minerals we can claim in this system. So we will build the mining stations and the research station, and then we will head here to set up a gateway there. So the Pacific is going to be busy for a bit. We shot down 254 missiles. They did do a little bit of hull damage with their missiles, only 208. They did a little bit of armor damage as well, so some of their missiles did end up getting through. We actually did not end up destroying all of the raiders and frigates. So I don't know where they disappeared to, but the Empire is now gone.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Another 16 alloys. Time for another election in the Galactic Technologist Alliance. I do have a mix of what is the word I'm looking for? Traits in here. This election should take place, I think, in October.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Doctrine Armada Battle Formation. Gradual adaptation to the realities of deep space combat allows us to effectively coordinate larger maneuvers. So apart from repeatables, we have the Mega Art and the Strategic Coordination Center. I'm actually going for the Strategic Coordination Center. I believe that adds starbase capacity and fleet max fleet naval capacity as you upgrade it. I'm curious, yeah, all of these say about 28 months. Monthly Unity would be nice. More fleet command limit, more leader lifespan, more army health. But yes, let's get the Strategic Coordination Center knocked out. Citizen state of Azook has embraced the Alien Freedom Initiative and become more xenophilic. Are they still... They're still around for right now. No, that's Hithians. Citizen state of Azook. Where the hell are they? There. What are you now? Still hegemonic imperialist, though they are a democracy. They're a citizen republic now. And they are a prospectorium. Conglomerated scrappers sent a barge. The pilot of this barge spoke little other than to express polite thanks for our custom. The handover was treated with a great deal of solemnity. They gave me some engineering research as well as alloys. And we have the option of having them handle more debris. So they're giving us both science and alloys out of this. That actually might be worth it. But yeah, we'll just say a job well done on this one. The Federation Committee has recognized our infallible reasoning in the study conducted by President Waddogs on the cultural worth of rare isotopes. She shall assume a most prosperous leadership for the next term. We're still a ways away from level 4. Yeah, about 4,000 experience. That will take 400 months. So, yeah, that's about 35 years, around there.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
More alloys. Still got quite a few to research there. Time to renew our Curator Insight.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Yet even more alloys. That was the one down here, I
Construction
believe. Yes.
completed.
Radio signals. Our detection instruments have, for the first time, picked up radio signals emanating from Minkalin 4. The industrial alien civilization that lives on this world have evidently started experimenting with wireless transmission. Elsewhere on the planet, reports have come in detailing the launch of their first primitive aircraft. In accordance with our models, their technological progress continues to advance at a rapid pace. Considering it's been about 120 years, yeah, they've finally entered the machine age. You see, what were the Helvins like? They are fanatic xenophiles and egalitarians.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Alright, nothing else valuable out. Data connection recovered. Partial references to unknown technology. We got a huge chunk of engineering research. 250,000 of it. That's really going to speed up our engineering research because it's going to end up doubling our base. 250,000 will double our base for, yeah, we're only spending 2,500 a month. So that would be 100 months. That is just under 9 years. We got a little bit more alloys. Still got quite a few debris to analyze. Why are none of you moving? I gave you all orders. What the absolute hell? First fleet is on its way to Sol. Second fleet is on its way to Blorgsbane. Third fleet, you were supposed to be going to Kazoo. Fourth fleet, you're supposed to be going to Almac. Fifth fleet, you're supposed to be going to Yilon. Why are none of you moving? And the Hubble finished all of the debris in here, it appears. So let's just have it parked back at Almac Station and assist research on Akatsuki.
A new world has been colonized.
Devastator torpedoes. Advanced torpedoes with very powerful warheads. They have a sleeker design, faster engines, and upgraded shield modulators for slipping through enemy screens. And it looks like the battleship build or the kinetic artillery. I think this might be the final upgrade for the kinetic artillery. I think they only have 2. So let's get that. And we have a colony up here. We were just 9 days shy of clearing out that blocker. Of course, I could have run blocker clearance, but it wasn't that big of a deal. The first thing we need to get up and running on this world is a robots manufacturing facility. Robot assembly plant. Once we start getting robots churned out, we are going to start working on mining districts first for now, even though we're about to fix our mining deficit. We'll see as things progress. How much longer do we have on the matter decompressor? A little over a year. A year and a half. We'll actually get the Sentry Spire upgrade before we get the matter decompressor underway. Oh, and I do need to designate this as a colony, create a sector for it, And assign a governor. What do we have? Army veteran and minerals from jobs. Leader lifespan and unity from bureaucrats. Let's recruit Locoric and actually go to our planets and sectors. Which one produces the most minerals? Looks like Trimus. Nope, Panel. What are your traits? You also had cyborg and agrarian upbringing. You have eager and environmental engineer. So let's replace... I should have moved my environmental engineer over there for clearing blockers. So yeah, that works out. And in Panel, we will put Boca. So that'll squeeze a little bit more minerals out, I believe. Now that is just the minerals the sector provides. That doesn't actually break it. I didn't actually look at the breakdown as how much of that was jobs. Yeah, 730 of that, or 40 of that, was jobs. Now that we've actually got a decent amount of influence, yeah, my minerals actually went down, strangely enough. Maybe it was the level differences in the governors, or I built, yeah, there's nothing, no jobs I just should be filling that would be draining the minerals. Now, it could have pulled some people out of mining. But, no, wait, yeah, some people probably filled some consumer goods or alloy-based jobs that would have drained minerals. But before I, now that we've actually got influence, before I do anything else, I think it is time we actually began doing something with the primal awareness. Let's see about preparing some sleeper cells. We have more pressing uses for our intelligence operatives at this time, but with careful preparation we can preserve most of our spy network for future needs. That also allows its spy master to be reassigned, but it gives you a bonus to the effective level of everything. So this isn't just something you do when you want to move the spy master. This does give you benefits for staying here and continuing to do other things. But you can move away without your intel level decaying, and it also gives you the chance to just kind of randomly get assets through the sleeper cells. Now, I was a little late to the espionage game in this one. Usually, it is one of my sources of gaining tech with the still technology. That would be in another playthrough. You'll probably get to see that happen. There's not really much need for me to steal tech from them, honestly. I think I'm at a good point with my tech. And I forgot to go through my empire. Maintaining my empire, or managing my empire, was fairly quick this time around. As I said, I'm kind of letting it stagnate a little bit so that I can get caught up and focus on the things I need. I should probably shift some food districts and energy districts. Well, no, I kind of like my energy credits where they are, but I should probably shift some food districts over to mining on some worlds. Hazar entered into a commercial pact with the Hithians. We've almost got enough alloys that when we complete a stage of one of these,
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Start another one. More alloys from the black hole. Yeah, my fleets are moving, just slowly. I don't understand why they stopped before. And we got a favor with the Darbalans. We are one favor away from having the max favors we can have with the Darbalins now. We've just gained favors with them like crazy. My empire is growing fast enough on its own now. I'm going to go ahead and drop Land of Opportunity. That's just a small amount of upkeep, but it will still push my monthly gain up a little bit. As a matter of fact, that extra 300 would allow me to run another of the big ones. I could probably drop this as well, though I have plenty of surplus food, and it's only 150. So what I could probably run industrial mining subsidies to get out of my issue, and industrial subsidies. Yeah, let's do that. Let's fire off industrial and mining subsidies and see if that corrects my issue right now. If not, I can also throw in omniferous acquisition just to really boost my minerals. I should have thought of that a while ago, honestly. I've still got about 2 years before I get my last one of those, and then after that my Unity will be spent on upgrading ascension tiers for my colonies, and the cost goes up the more you upgrade, not just that planet but any planet. And I would probably want to focus on mining worlds that have strategic resources first to get the extra strategic resource, or urban worlds, my largest worlds, like Nueva Cadiz. I think that is quite possibly my actual highest population world. The ring worlds would also be a nice one to do, as they will have bonuses. This will cut down on minerals, and these two would really boost research more. But yeah, you really want to start upgrading your largest ones, because not only when you upgrade does it boost the effects by 25%, it reduces the empire size impact of everything on that planet, districts and population. So yeah, the largest ones are usually the ones you want to do that for. So next month we'll be able to see what impact
Construction
those have.
completed.
I did forget to queue up something here. It does need to upgrade to the next 2-star fortress. And we should be getting... Get out of my way, pop-ups! Why is it no matter which game I play, the pop-ups are in the most inconvenient place? When I play a game where I'm looking up here, that's where the pop-ups are. When I'm looking up here, that's where the pop-ups are. I wish they would just allow me to decide where the damn pop-ups for Steam are showing up so I can move them where the hell I want them. Anyway, rant aside. Yeah, we're in the process of knocking out some mining stations here, and I do not have the gateway queued up. I should be able to queue it up by the time I get ready for it. Since this one's almost done with this, I'm going to go ahead and queue up it making the first part of the hyper relay afterwards. And then moving over to Panel to get a relay set up here. And then finally it will get a relay set up in Stellaris over here. We are down to about 2 years left for all of these debris.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
150 alloys out of that one. Operative defects. Our spy master in the Prime Awareness, Slugradeb, reports a drastic failure in his process for screening operatives. Word from the Prime and Capital is that our informant has chosen to defect. Despite the fact we are supposed to be able to screen out such disloyalty. The informant has been turned either by active counter-espionage or some innate sympathy toward the prime awareness, which we were unable to detect before. So I can lose some influence by just saying so be it. Or I could reduce my infiltration speed or just disavow and cancel it. This has a 50% chance they will be warned of a plot against us. This has guarantees they will be warned of a plot against them. Alright, get your house in order, Slugger Deb. We don't need people defecting. If they're defecting to a driven assimilator, it is more likely that they got compromised and partially assimilated, if not completely. Got a favor with the Awoken.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Shield harmonics. The basic mechanics of ship shields are complex, but they can be adjusted and improved in a multitude of ways. Next building cost, yeah, the price goes up every time you do these. Yeah, you see the shield harmonics is a little bit more expensive than the others. At this point, let's go ahead and knock out the quantum catapult, I think. Because I believe that's going to be one of the faster ones. Yeah, everything else is going to be about 21 months. So yeah, let's get the quantum catapult knocked out, and then probably the Dyson sphere. Kinetic artillery, an even more powerful long-range ship-based artillery cannon, equipped with a new barrel and an upgraded fire control computer. So we have the mega cannon and the final missile available. Let's go ahead and get the Marauder missiles. And if we get the mega cannon to show back up, that means it's going to be about a year, I think, before we are ready to do the upgrades. Because there's the mega and then the giga, and then that should be the end of it, I believe. Deep space construction site for the planned gateway in Blorgsbane is now in place. Can I... Yes, it does not count against my megastructure limit to do this. So it's going to take almost 3 years. 3 years would be 1,080 days. So that's actually more like 2.5 years. And once that gateway is online, it should be easier to send this. I can send this trade route directly to the capital. It will just go here and through the gateway, and the only system that could possibly have neither of these systems could have piracy because they both have star bases. I guess my next gateway would probably be somewhere around here. Maybe Yilon itself. I could set up a gateway there. Now that my minerals have really jumped up from the edict, I believe I'm going to focus on consumer goods and alloys again, because I do have minerals I can be spending. It will jump up even more when the matter decompressor comes online in about 9 months.
Construction completed.
Storm Station has got its full allotment of modules now, adding additional districts. Got a favor with the fire tribes.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Another 150 alloys. Let's see, 90 days a pop. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. Those 6 would take 540 days. I won't have time to do all that debris with one science ship. So let us see if the conglomerated scrappers will take some of the faster ones. So right now, if we look at it, the top one is 464, the bottom one is 1310. We'd like some salvage. It's a deal. Yeah, it looks like it took ones from Verakus Black Hole, actually. But it might have taken one from Tanab and two from Verakus. Yeah. Because I believe there were 4 here. Awoken has entered a migration treaty with the Fire Tribes. All of my fleets are fully repaired again. Went ahead and downgraded Sugalia's starbase so I could start a starbase in a different area. Verakus Black Hole. It's going to be able to claim the trade value from Efrov with a, what is that building called? Hyperlane Registrar? Yes, Hyperlane Registrar would be able to allow it to claim Efrov. Earth is pretty much getting everything else. Or Sol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, it's not getting Loam. So I actually would have to make Verakus Black Hole have a few trade hubs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, or 2 and a Hyperlane Registrar would get me to Loam. Yeah, that would allow me to collect all the way to Loam. Because Sol only gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reach. It could potentially get 8 reach, I think, with... there is a resolution that might do that. Let's see. Galactic Commerce. That adds trade protection, trade protection, trade protection, trade protection. There is one way, I think, actually it might have been a tradition. Yeah, there might have been, if I'd gone the commerce-based tradition, it might have extended, not prosperity, but mercantile. I think that's the way you get the extra collection range. So, yeah, but I'm eventually going to have star bases over systems that have multiple planets, multiple colonies. But for the most part, I just want to protect borders. So, Verakus Black Hole is pretty close to Succubus Ball. I will probably shift the shipyards over to it and do a little bit of trade. It only needs 2 trade. The other 4 can be shipyards. And I'm about 6 months away from completing the 2 projects I'm currently working on. I would have enough alloys stored up to proceed to the next level of the matter. I keep wanting to call it decompressor. Oh, it is decompressor. Matter decompressor. Governor Wang has the righteous trait. And I have begun construction of an orbital ring in Sugalia. Alright, pilot spoke little again. We have about 2 years, and I think I can get those last 3 debris in that time. But let's go ahead and get them to handle more debris for us. Yeah, they took 2 out of Tanab and 1 out of Verakus. That leaves me 3 debris, 2 in Verakus and 1 in Tanab. And I will probably finish them. Yeah, he's about halfway done with 1 he is on. So there's actually 2 more here in Veracruz. I mean 3 more here in Veracruz. Well, maybe not. Yeah, there's only 2 more in Veracruz that are timed. Yeah, 2 in Veracruz and 1 in Tanab. I can finish them. Garanshu is in a commercial pack with
Research
the Hittians.
concluded.
Marauder missiles. These highly advanced missiles are equipped with limited onboard AI pilots that substantially improve their performance and ability to track targets. I'm not sure how I feel about that. If the AI are technically alive, you're basically creating an AI for a suicide mission. That just seems a little wrong. Can't the AI, does it have to be on board? Can't it be from the ship? Well, it does say limited AI. So we have citadels. That looks like all of the weapon upgrades, possibly. No, the Giga Cannon is still to be seen. Now, the 2 remaining that I want to get are Voidcraft. Let's go ahead and get Citadels and switch out for our Voidcraft. And that was in the Aldrin. There's Vash. Let's actually go to the ship designer. Let's go to a ship that has a mix of things. Mediums. Yeah, that one has large, mediums, and smalls. So it looks like we have all of the small weapons. That would mean that we'd also have all of the mediums, I believe. Large-wise, yeah, it's just the X slot, the spinal mount. Yeah, we do not have the Mega and Giga Cannons yet. That's the only thing we're missing. Other than that, I believe we should be able to redesign all of our ships, because we have the best thrusters, best sensors, best jump drive, best reactors. So we could go ahead and get started on that and just worry about if we wanted to put Giga Cannons on something later. Mainly, we could redesign the smaller ships first. So we would give this one Stormfire autocannons and the Devastator torpedoes. The Neutronium armor and the Hyper shields. Boy, that nearly drains all of its power, even with the 0-point reactor. Yeah, that took a lot of power out of this ship. So now, since this is going to be the final torpedo boat, pretty much, I can go back to the original name. And the same for the others. We have the Krabby Picket and the Ulan Interceptor. Let's go ahead and do the Aztec next, though. It's probably likewise going to get pretty low in its power. No, actually, it didn't get quite as low. The power usage of the Whirlwind missiles is only 26, whereas the Marauder is also 26. Huh. What is the difference between these two? This one is using the advanced afterburners. Level 5 shield, level 5 armor, and the Stormfire autocannon, but it had more power than the other. Oh, I was using torpedoes, not missiles. Yes, they did drain more power. So then we have the Interceptor and the Picket are the only other two designs we have. And I actually need to look at my upgraded version. Yeah, I had gone with the flak cannons. The Stormfire autocannons. Upgrade my shields and my neutronium armor. And finally the engines, or the thrusters. And the Ulan, which I had gone with energy weapons. I think I'm going to keep... The Stormfire has a high enough fire rate. I think it can tear down the shields for 2 lasers fairly well. Yeah, it has twice the fire rate of this. So I think this is going to work out, this design. And it has even less power because it has more guns. And there we have our 4 final corvettes. Now, as for the destroyers, I don't believe we're even using the Olsen. But let's do these in categories. So I want all of the ones starting with Pickett first. Let's see, the Chittagong, or Chittagong. So it actually has sufficient power for all of this. And it goes down to Pickett range, which gives it a little bit more tracking for its weapons to shoot down things. Now the next Pickett class we had was the Shantou and the Dallas, and I think that is the extent of the Pickets. So that was the Pickett Interceptor. We'll do the Pickett Gunship. Actually, if I were to click auto upgrade, no, it doesn't do it for me. Let's see, that does 6.82. This is actually, I think, the most damaging armor melter is the plasma cannon. Let's see, the average damage on that is 15 point... this one would do double damage, so it would do about 24. This one does 15% more, so it'll do about 21, but won't get any bonus to hull. So yeah, I think we will go with the plasma cannon. Now the last one was the Dallas. These are the ones starting with Pickett. Alright, so the 3 we have down here is the Pickett Interceptor, the Pickett Gunship, and the Pickett. And those are the only classes we have. So for bows, we have Gunship, Pickett, and Artillery. So I think the next one we should probably do is the gunships. We'll start with the Gunship Interceptor, the St. Louis. Actually, what is the range of that? 50? This is coming in close. Average damage on that is 6.22. Average damage on the gamma laser is almost 3 times that. And that's what I was talking about when you compared like these. So this has... It's actually also fires slower. This may bypass your shields and armor, but on average its damage is 1/3 of the gamma laser. So if you take down into account that they have equal amounts usually of shield, armor, and hull, going through the armor and hull to get to the shield, the shields and armor to get to the hull, if you're doing triple the damage, it's probably going to balance out. Especially, you get reduced damage on one area and increased damage on another, so it kind of balances out. Plus, if you mix weapons, this is going to tear down the shields incredibly fast. And then this will start working on the armor while this is still doing some damage to the armor. So yeah, by the time that these things get down to where they're working on the hull, this thing probably would not have destroyed it unless I got extremely lucky with getting some spike damage, which is not something to rely on. In the upcoming combat changes, armor and I believe shields both have a boost to them, which means things will tend to have more shields and armor than they do hull by a larger margin. Like, look at this ship. I've got it fairly well balanced. 2 things boosting hull, 2 things boosting armor, and 2 things boosting shields. The majority of my health is hull. When it comes down to using a disruptor, you're only ignoring 500 points worth of health here to start working on my hull with the disruptor directly. So that's the reason in the current state, I do not feel the disruptors are actually worth it. So we've redone the St. Louis. Now we need the gunship, I believe. Let's go back down and see the gunship, and then the gunship picket. So the gunship is the one I have not actually updated anyway. I wasn't even using it in anything. But I will be using it in my new fleet, I believe. Alright, it goes to line range. I might actually give it a different auxiliary. We'll see. So it has 2 medium weapons and 2 smalls. And if we're going to line range, that gives me a range of 50. So the small weapons, to be able to hit out to 50, has to pretty much be the Gauss cannons, the energy siphon, or the null void beam. At medium range, pretty much all of these will hit to 50. So if we put small Gauss cannons on here, they'll tear down the shield pretty well. Not as well as an autocannon would. Well, that would do about 7 points per day to the gun shields. So yeah, the Gauss cannons are actually more effective at this point than the energy siphon. I would like to see these weapons rebalanced a little bit to where they are still worth using even when you have the top of the line. I mean, they'll be about equivalent to the top of the line. The mining drone laser is getting a revamp. They did not mention anything about the energy siphon. The null void beam is still worth using. Mainly because of its range is a little bit longer than the Gauss cannons. So 90 there, we're only 75 there. So the null void beam is a longer range, and yes, it is extremely weak against armor and hull, but it really saps shields quickly. It has a fairly decent rate of fire. While its average damage is still lower, I believe, than that one, it's not by much. But it's the range, the accuracy, and the tracking that makes the difference on the Gauss cannon. This one is about equivalent to a Gauss cannon, both in range, in tracking, and accuracy, and its damage is way behind. And I kind of would like to see this not become absolutely obsolete. Same for the mining drone laser, honestly. The null void beam actually doesn't become obsolete. But yeah, let's just go with the Gauss cannons. And I guess keep the same mix we have. I was kind of tempted to try out the phase disruptors on this one, but no, I still am not fond of them. And now we need the gunship picket, the Tbilisi. This one comes to picket range. So yeah, this is a good mix. The plasma cannons with auto cannons. So that way you tear down the shields pretty quickly with the auto cannons and then tear down the armor extremely fast with the plasma cannons. So those are my 3 gunships. Now on to the artillery designs. So let's start with the artillery interceptor, the Sacramento. Alright, so we have Stormfire autocannons. We are coming in close. I do want a highly accurate artillery weapon. The kinetic artillery has 75% accuracy. Gauss is 75. Neutron launchers are 90. Plasma is 80, and the lasers are 90. Neutron launcher has an extremely slow rate of fire, though. So I think the gamma laser is still a better option, mainly for the rate of fire, because this is an interceptor design. I'm not trying to tear down large ships. I'm just trying to be able to have something to help tear down armor, and I still think the laser is a good design on this one. Alright, next we have the artillery gunships. So we have two variants of the artillery gunship, and then the artillery picket. So we have the Le Havre. Let's just go ahead and change the name already. Alright, we have the kinetic artillery for it. Now this is pretty much all tear down shields, no bonus damage to armor. Because there is no medium weapon that would really hit at artillery range that could do damage to the armor itself. But I do like the kinetic artillery. So this is the design we are going to use with them. And then if we go to the Vancouver, I don't need to upgrade the null void beam. It's staying there. I do need the neutron launcher in the artillery. And all I need to do besides these, and this is actually faster, just right click those and then fill empty. So there we have the Vancouver. Now let's see how many designs are still above my Mark IIs. We haven't done the artillery picket yet. Alright, so the artillery picket is staying at artillery range. It's to defend other artillery from strike craft. And it would make a good pairing with the other artillery that tears down shields, honestly. Although, right now, they don't really stay at the ranges you want them to stay at. They all, as you've seen, just kind of ball up. So now let's look at our cruisers. So the Joan of Arc, I need to upgrade the autocannons on, as well as the whirlwind missiles. Now, do I want the Joan of Arc to keep with the whirlwind missiles? Whirlwind missiles cooldown is 3.8, average damage is 10.65. Cooldown is almost twice as much. These do significantly more damage. They have the same range. These actually, this is the weird part. These actually have evasion. And they've kind of got these backwards, I think. The Marauder missiles have less hull points and more evasion than the Whirlwind missiles. The Whirlwind missiles should have the less hull points and the more evasion because they're smaller, faster missiles, is what they should be. I honestly don't think I have anybody apart from the Aztec still using the regular missiles at this point. And actually, I think I am going to swap this to use the Marauder missiles. I have another ship that is almost entirely Whirlwind. This one is using the Amoebas and a very large missile. Other than that, it's got the Stormfire autocannons and the lasers for smaller craft. It is kind of an interceptor type. Which has better tracking? 30%, 25%. Okay, yeah, we do want the whirlwinds on this then. And do we really need auxiliary fire control? That gives me a little bit better accuracy for all of these guns. Gets that one up to max. We have a lot of tracking bonuses. So yeah, we will go with that. Missile artillery broadside. We did not use all the possible combinations here. That's fine. I might design a few more for the final fleet. Alright, let's do the Shilang next. Yeah, this is the one that is all swarmers. And let's just replace all of these this way. Replace our armor slots. Well, that was our shields. And I do like that design for the Shilang. It's really good at interceptor type. It's coming to picket range, so more tracking and all of that. So this is actually a cruiser that is really good against smaller craft. Alright, so that leaves the Lutzen and the Orskani. So let's do the Orskani next. Yeah, missile would give me small weapons. What about missile core? Gives me small weapons as well. This one is going to line range. We also have the amoeba here. And this one is really boosting its shields. And finally the Lutzen, which is an artillery. So we have the kinetic artillery. We need to upgrade our Gauss cannons. And our neutron launcher. Now once I finish upgrading all of these, I can delete my other designs. Alright, now for battleships, we have a lot of battleship designs. There's 5. Yeah, this is the one we had 5 of. Let's actually start with the Hornet. Let's see, we have a lot of strike craft. They're going to be ignoring the shields and going straight for armor. This is going to be tearing down the shields fairly quickly. We are going to line range. These guys will be working on the armor. So I think we need more hull damage than anything else. And of course that's the plasma cannons or the mining drone lasers. So let's actually make use of the mining drone lasers. See, maybe it's just as fast when you only have 2 to do it this way. Although the Hornet is pretty much something that almost looks like it's coming in fast to deal with smaller craft, maybe I would want more accurate weapons. See, that has only a range of 30. Those have a range of 50. I don't have any small weapons. This is all mediums. Let's actually say screw shields and armor on this and actually put this one with the phase disruptors and see how well it performs. This thing will completely ignore your shields and your armor. Alright, so the other designs we have another hangar design. Let's do that one, the Century. This one has one, I forgot to upgrade the strike craft on the other one, didn't I? Let me go back and check and see if I upgraded the strike craft on any of these. That was amoeba. That was amoeba. Yeah, those didn't need to upgrade the strike craft. Let me double check the Hornet. I did not upgrade the strike craft. No, not the Hornet 2. Cancel that. I'm supposed to be changing the Hornet. Now, if we compare these, this one does 40 average damage, has a 2.3 cooldown, 100% accuracy and tracking, 10 range, 45 hull, 30 shields, 80% evasion, 700 speed. This one has the same average damage, has less accuracy but more tracking, or less accuracy and tracking, more hull points, less evasion, less speed. Both of them otherwise are identical. So this is slightly worse than the advanced strike craft, but they're fairly close. The cooldown is higher on these as well. So I don't believe the amoeba have become obsolete. Plus, if you look at the power usage and the cost, the amoeba is just a little bit cheaper and a little bit less power. So it does make it worth using on certain ships. And let's just click save on this again, just to make sure. Now, we were working on the Sentry. I needed to upgrade the strike craft. That was the first thing I had noticed from the other one. Now we have 3 more designs. The Bulwark, which is artillery, the Lionheart, which is a broadsides carrier artillery, and the Pharsalis, which is a broadsides. We'll do the Pharsalis next because it is just a broadsides. Full-on broadside. So that's a decent loadout for it. Now, if we go to the Lionheart next, we have it as broadsides carrier artillery. It's got a mix of mediums, larges, and smalls. The Pharsalis also had a mix of medium, larges, and smalls. Let us take a look at the Spinal Mount real quick. Right now we only have the Arc Emitter and the Tachyon Lance. Yeah, and if you look at the damage, the Arc Emitter average damage is less than the Tachyon Lance. The Tachyon Lance does about 50% more and also has a higher max damage. Now this one can do some spike and ignore shield and armor, but honestly I still think the Tachyon Lance is better. We would be giving up 3 weapons to do that. 2 smalls and a medium. But let's keep the Lionheart with this nice mix. Energy siphons shoot to a range of 50. I think at this point the Gauss cannons overshadow them. I already do have 2 Gauss cannons right there. But we could do 4 Gauss cannons, since these were also shield depletion. There we go. We have the Lionheart. Now for the Bulwark. Artillery, artillery hanger. Artillery core adds 3 larges. I think we're actually going to give up the 2 larges in the front for a Spinal Mount on this. And for now, I will use the Tachyon Lance. It does a lot of armor damage and bonus to hull. Has a range of 150, where the Focus Arc Emitter also has a 150. Eventually, I think I would like to use the Giga Cannon on this and just pretty much make this all kinetic. Or maybe put a neutron launcher in the back. Now that has 85% accuracy. This bumps it up to 95. Being at artillery range boosts my fire rate and weapons range. So let's actually change that to the XHA Bulwark. Now, another thing they're changing is where you get extra auxiliary slots for different sections. So you would actually be worth it to use certain sections differently. I haven't really made anything that has the artillery core. So I think my next design is going to be the spinal mount artillery core and a broadside stern. So it would be an XAB. And I will design it when I get the Giga Cannon. Now, as far as these, they will all automatically upgrade still. So they're all at the top. Yeah, I kind of like all of these. We do not have access to X-slot weapons until I think we unlock Titans. Then we can get one with an X-slot weapon, the ion cannon. But yeah, about the only designs I don't have are torpedoes, which are, especially in the upcoming combat rebalance, torpedoes are bad for starbases because they have short range. Which starbase is stationary. You want the longest range weapons you can on the defense platform when you're going after large craft. When it comes to smaller craft, you can do short-range things like the light section to get the short craft that are swarming you. But other than that, you would prefer longer-range weapons so you are engaging as far as possible. Kinetic battery, I currently had like 4 Gauss cannons on. I think I might redo this one to be large weapons. And have the kinetic artillery. And we're actually going to put the auxiliary fire control on this because we want it to hit. And what we're going to do with the mediums, we'll create one with a medium station section. This is one we will mix up like plasma and Gauss on. Actually, let's swap those positions. Because I want the plasma to be on the inside. Yeah. And for this one, we are going to go with actual shield capacitors, I think. Because we're going to have enough accuracy with these from, 10 chance to hit right there. That's pretty good for those. I've already got a Victoria. That one works. I guess I'll just go with medium. So there we go. Now I can go to the fleet manager since all of my ships are currently able to be retrofitted. So I decided to swap the Vancouver out of this fleet for the artillery picket. I believe it is. Yeah, because that one requires something else to tear down the shields, and it'll hang back and help protect the Le Havre. I do have kind of heavy pickets here, but that's fine. Now, did I have the Abidjan in another fleet? Yes. I'm actually going to swap it out. See, I have the picket gunship. Yeah, this one stays at artillery range. I have the picket gunship. We're actually going to put the Ulsan in here. The gunship. Even though I think that was my primary picket class was... yeah, because I've got the Aztec missile boats. I think the majority of my picket is destroyer. Let's rethink that. Let's put the Shantou and the Tbilisi in here. Do I have that combination in another fleet? I have the Dallas and the Tbilisi. Yeah. So here in 6th Fleet, we can actually make our artillery this, since I have the Ulsan now in 6th Fleet. This is the only fleet using the Ulsan. I do have a little bit of energy artillery in here as well with the Vancouver. It's actually going to hang back at artillery range. Now for cruisers, we need more artillery and more gunship. I think we will probably use the Lutzen in this one. Not the Lutzen 2. Yeah, that gives me even more artillery. For our battleships, I don't know what combinations we have used so far. But we need lots of hangars, basically. So we will go with the Century, or actually the Hornet and the Century, yes. Though I think I've got that design in another fleet. So let's go with the Hornet. See, that is the Century and the Hornet. 2 Centuries, 3 Hornets. Do I have the Century with the other hangar? The Lionheart. Yes, I do. Now, do I have the Lionheart and the Century together? I do not. So let's actually go with, instead of the Hornet, we will go with the Lionheart and the Century. And I think we will have more Centuries than Lionhearts. So there, now we have all of our fleets kind of queued up, and we will still have a little bit of surplus capacity right now. That will be adjusted as we get more technology and more soldier jobs eventually. But we've got all of these designed for now, even though I'll probably end up modifying some of them and creating additional X classes. We're going to tell them all to upgrade. This is really going to drain my alloys. You're 7 days away, you'll do your upgrades at Elon. You're at Earth? I thought you were at Almac. Why are you going to Earth? Elon, Almac, Kazoo, Blorg, Spain, Earth. Now screw it. If you think going to Earth is a better idea, go ahead.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Another 21 alloys. Apparently I stopped and started recording almost immediately 3 months ago, so you missed a little 3-month passage. Not much happened. We got some alloys from the conglomerated scrappers and a little bit of engineering. 800 engineering and 140 alloys. We did complete the Sentry Spire aerials. The next stage, this Sentry array is the final stage. A complete Sentry array extends sensor range to cover the entire galaxy. This will allow us to actually see through nebula as well. We don't have the alloys for it right now. Most of my alloys are going to be consumed with the final upgrade of my ships and then the reinforcement of my fleets. After which I will need to reinforce, or upgrade the defense platforms. And then after that, my alloys can be consumed with megastructures and churning out new defense platforms and upgrades for things. But that's pretty much it.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Let it go on. Oh, and the Senate is currently in session. for the minor administrative sanctions. The new session time for the Senate is July 1st, when I did the emergency measure. And the cooldown on using the emergency measure is about 20 years. So we got 151 alloys, and we have one final one here with about 9 months, almost 10 months left. We should be able to get it. All we have to do is get to it to stop the countdown. Wrong. It's a science ship, you fool. And it's only going to take us 9 days to get to it. To extract matter from Gathering Maelstrom, we first need to secure base to build the facility on. The anchor has been built on the very edge of the event horizon and is held in place against the immense gravitational pull by an advanced gravity redirection engine, which turns Gathering Maelstrom's own gravity against it. Now, I really would like to continue to upgrade this, but alloys are going to be an issue right now. Next, we will do the lensing. The gravity lensing facility redirects a portion of the black hole's gravitational force, concentrating it even more strongly in a selected area. That will double the minerals output of this. Right now, we're doing good. We should be up to 1,000 minerals when that updates next month. And we are back
Construction
to
completed.
Churning out. Oh, I forgot to. That was a vessel upgrading. I mean, a starbase upgrading. First thing we want is the Black Hole Observatory. And yes, it's going to take quite a while for all of our
Knowledge
upgrades
is
to
the
be
key
completed.
to the universe.
Favor with the United Ubaric Pact. Strategic Coordination Center. A facility synchronizing the National Starbase Network, augmenting defensive and offensive capabilities. Ah, yes, the Mega Shipyard. I believe that is the one we are going to knock out. Apart from the Mega Art installation, everything else is repeatable. Citadel. Plans for an immense battle station capable of holding its own against several strike fleets are now being drawn up. If realized, these citadels will become monuments to greatness as much as system hubs. Advanced habitats can be further upgraded with the planetary decision. We unlock the Colossus Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is an immense mobile space station that can repair and construct ships, which means it serves as a forward base of operation during offensive campaigns, and we can get the Colossal Assembly Yards. Or we can get the Mega Cannon knocked out. As much as I would like to get these rare techs, yeah, I can hold off since I'm already doing upgrades on getting the Mega Cannon. Since the Juggernaut has shown up and the Advanced Space Habitation, we should probably get these specials. So let's get started on the Juggernaut. Before we even have Titans, we'll have access to the Juggernaut. Colossal spaceships are assembled at a number of highly mobile independent construction platforms. I don't even have Colossi. I think you have to actually get an Ascension perk to get Colossus. Let's see. Yeah. The Colossus project is an Ascension perk. You have to already have Titans to have access to it. And it has planet killer weapons. So I won't get the Colossus. I'm not sure if the Colossal Shipyard is needed for the Juggernaut or Juggernaut. I don't think I've ever actually used a Juggernaut before. I think Titans and Colossus are the ones I used. I'm not sure when Juggernauts were added, honestly. I have enough. I don't think I have the alloys for another orbital ring yet. Let's see. Nope, I need 1,000 alloys for an orbital ring. I have enough influence for it, but not enough alloys. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and... Now I have enough alloys. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and start on an orbital ring around Almach. I can end the edict that is draining my living metals because I am not currently doing any real megastructures other than the orbital rings and such, and I don't care if they take a little bit longer.
Construction completed.
We can now start upgrading orbital rings to the maximum level that we have citadels. It takes a little bit of time, but we can knock that out. And we got a favor with the Garanshu. I think we're pretty much getting close to max favors with everybody at this rate.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Another 21 alloys, and that was the last one in the black hole system. We're now moving on to get that final debris in Tanab, and it looks like the Hazar is claiming that. That should give me an influence boost since they have regulated growth. Achievement unlocked, resourceful. Have access to 10 different strategic resources. I see a total of 7. Because there's only 7 strategic resources. I think I right-clicked a pop-up without paying attention to what it was.
Construction completed.
Alright, so we have finally finished all of the construction there. We need to build a gateway here. So we're actually going to move here and stop. Where was my next destination? The Xeris system. What were we doing in Xeris? Oh, we were going to get in orbit of that planet to build an orbital ring. But we're just going to stop there till we get the influence. My alloys are starting to climb a little bit more. I could probably drop see, the industrial subsidies are giving me a lot of artisan output. If I drop that, it's going to drop tremendously. But I could probably drop the mining subsidies. I don't think I need them to stay fairly positive right now. And get forge subsidies instead. Well, that's only a 10% boost to my artisan output. On top of all the other stuff I've got, that's probably very small. Let's drop both of these and see how we are next month. We can decide if we want to reactivate them again. Then. The month is almost over anyway. Yeah, we can handle not having those running. Our operatives are drawing up a short list of potential sleeper cells within the Prime Awareness. They hope to find a set of suitable positions where agents may appear innocuous and yet remain poised to strike for a prolonged period of time. Now if we go back to the Prime Awareness... Yeah, we finished one of 2 stages. The next stage we complete will be the last one. Oh, and I forgot to go through my empire.
The special project has concluded.
Oh, we've completed a modification. Oh, yes. I had churned out a worker here and found out I could not oust the artisans or metallurgist to get him to promote up. So I decided to switch back to doing culture, because I should be able to get him to promote up to be culture workers. So yeah, I'm just gonna right now finish filling out these culture worker slots, and let's see if I can actually get them all to be the. I think the culture workers are better benefit at this point because they produce more unity. Yeah, this is just giving me 2 extra. 2 extra amenities. I think I'm already getting the max for happiness. Yeah, 100% approval rating. So, yeah, I think I'm better off getting the culture worker slots at this point. But yeah, I did find out I could not upgrade these workers to be my synthetic workers who are better than, because I wanted to boost my artisan output a little more. But it doesn't look like it's going to be possible to oust the humans working the artisan jobs, despite the fact that my synthetic workers are more efficient. I actually wouldn't mind if a lot of the organics ended up unemployed. They're still providing unity while unemployed, and have the synthetics doing most of the work because they're more efficient at it. But the way that the system chooses who gets what job is a little flawed and creates issues there.
Ship upgrades applied.
There's going to come up a point, 3rd Fleet is done, I can reinforce it. Let's make sure all of them are coming at Kazoo, yes. This fleet will be at full strength when it gets its reinforcements. We still need 49 ships. 4th Fleet is the only other one that needs reinforcement. And then 6th Fleet, my new fleet, I will have to be ramping it up. All right, next month I should be able to get started on that
Interstellar
gateway.
debris analyzed.
That was the final one. Was only 21 alloys. So let's send the Noble actually over here to Efrov and have it assist research there. The Pacific can finally begin construction of a gateway. After it finishes the gateway, then it will go to Xeris to add an orbital ring around New Jamestown.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Quantum catapult. A quantum catapult harnesses the power of a neutron star or pulsar to twist the fabric of space, skipping a fleet across great distances. So I believe the Dyson sphere is the last non-repeatable here. Spymaster Sluggerdeb reports having lost contact with his operatives on active deployment in the Prime Awareness. They have missed a number of their most recent scheduled check-ins. In accordance with standard procedure, we must now decide whether or not to track down our operatives. Find our operatives. It'll drop our infiltration level by 10. Pauses this for a month. Alright. Start on my final hyper relay for now. And then the Telesis is done with the hyper relay network. Where do I want to send the Stellaris after that? I don't have any nebula, do I? No, I don't believe any of my systems are in a nebula. There's actually, I think, an achievement for building a art installation in a nebula, but I guess I'll just build the art installation here with the art college, basically. See, they're right there. What would I want to build it over? All of these are molten or barren. Let's move here and build it over the gas giant. Just get him in position to do a... actually, change that. Let's stop what you're doing. Build the final hyper relay. I actually want you to get in position for an orbital ring. We'll get them sooner. Blizzard needs an orbital ring. We'll worry about the art assembly when I have an abundance of alloys. Along with an extra delivery from a civilian client who defaulted on their payment. Okay, so this one gives me the minerals and the food in addition to the energy credits. And we have a favor from the Pirac. Our efforts proved successful. Contact with our operatives has been restored. Spymaster Slugbergev is already working to review the monitoring procedures he has in place for work with the Prime Awareness. Now, I wish if you had a spy in here, when you clicked on this, it would immediately go to the espionage tab. We really must have gained our infiltration level back almost immediately within that month. What is our gain? Our progress is 300 and daily progress is 0 right now because we're capped. I don't know. But yeah, we are... We have a 70% chance to have a 1 or less on the roll. So it's going to take a while to get the insights we need to get a breakthrough here. That's the reason we're getting so many events and it's taking so long, is it's such a difficult assignment to attempt. Oh. Our final tradition. Utopian dream. The dream of a utopian future drives our people ever forwards. A better tomorrow is worth fighting for. 5% stability on all of our planets. And our final ascension perk is going to be xenocompatibility. The invention of universal sexual biology has revolutionized society, even if it sometimes requires awkward rotations to make a connection. This boosts our immigration pool and allows crossbreeding between different species. We get a 20% bonus to pop growth speed that has at least 2 species on it, and have a chance to create half species that get a mix of traits, bonus to maximum trait points and maximum traits. I didn't get an achievement for getting all of the ascension perks. I believe I've got all of my current defense platforms set to upgrade.
Ship upgrades applied.
Oh, it says they can upgrade again. Apparently I didn't have enough alloys or something to upgrade them. Yeah, these, I'm missing something to upgrade. It's not telling me what. It's probably my alloys. I've got nearly cap. Let's buy a whole bunch of alloys and see if I can finish these upgrades. Now, there were a few that I had clicked through that I didn't quite finish. But yeah, they're upgrading these twice. Apparently I did like a partial upgrade or something. Actually, one of those was Banus. Let's check Banus real quick. Yeah, it went up to level 4 in the armor and stuff, and I think the upgrades are going to be the final one there. They didn't quite get the full upgrade. Apparently they don't skip tiers with the upgrade. I'm not sure.
Ship upgrades applied.
Yeah, see, that one is now fully upgraded. This one needs its armor and shields upgraded. And this one needs its hangar, its armors and shield upgraded. And we got a favor with the Commonwealth of Man.
Ship upgrades applied.
Yeah, now my little outpost can actually support 5 defense platforms. What weapon loadout do these have? Marauder missiles. Okay, so they've gone back to being actual missiles instead of torpedoes, which is good. I wonder what my big ones have. Let's check one of them. Alright, they do have the torpedoes, still the cutting lasers, and the null void beams. We'll see when they upgrade to Citadel if their weapon loadouts change. I'm curious about one of my bastions that I've been building. This is my most recent one. Let's check the details on it. Oh, it did give it some actual Marauder missiles in addition to the Devastators. Gave it the Phase Disruptor and the Gamma Ray lasers. Next gun battery is probably going to add another Phase Disruptor and another Gamma laser. Tezekian Hive is guaranteeing the independence of the Hithians. You know, the Hithians have been at war with the Commonwealth of Man and the Prime Awareness for a long time. A few things before we proceed on. I did find out about the... I just got Tradition is Everything. Unlock all 42 traditions. I didn't see it pop up when I got it. But I did find out about that other one that said have 10 different resources. It is an outdated tooltip. What you need is a positive income of at least 1 in every one of these resources. These 11. You need the 3 basics, energy credit, minerals, and food. At least 1 per month. At least 1 per month in consumer goods and alloys. And at least 1 per month in every strategic resource except nanites. Nanites is the one resource that it does not matter if you have a monthly gain in, but you have to have a positive in all the others to get that achievement. Secondly, I had just noticed on my factions that I have now 100% approval with the Association of Higher Learning. Staying ahead of the curve and not allowing any fellow empires to be more equivalent in tech. So I got the bleeding edge finally instead of the dull edge. Now that does make me wonder, are the fallen empires still considered overwhelming in tech? So they do not count. You only have to do the regular empires. So that means none of them are more than equivalent to me anymore. And let's see if the Prime Awareness is no longer overwhelming. They no longer have superior, overwhelming fleet power. Now the Zulafan Ancients are only superior instead of overwhelming in fleet power because they were recently in a war and probably lost many ships. Sackplot Vestige is still overwhelming, and I am still not ready to declare them a rival yet.
Research concluded.
We have completed research of Juggernaut. A mobile space base of unparalleled proportions, the Juggernaut ship class takes offensive warfare to a whole new level. Alright, so we have some repeatables. We still have the ring world we can research. Let's get the battleship upgrades. Because we do have some battleships we will need to be turning out for 6th Fleet. That may also speed up the upgrades.
Ship upgrades applied.
Is that 6th Fleet is now fully upgraded? It only had one ship. Let me go back and check. 1st Fleet is still upgrading. So 6th Fleet must have squeezed in while it was upgrading and got nits out of the way. Let's actually move 6th Fleet back to set their home as Almac Station and move them back home over there. We're going to churn out their reinforcements there later. 3rd Fleet is fully reinforced now. I'm curious. Let's go to the Fleet Manager. Maybe I should go to Ship Design. I do not see a Juggernaut design. Let's go to Ship Designer. I doubt we can actually design a Juggernaut. I think they are just predetermined ships. So we should go to one of our fleet stations. Let's just look at, say, Kazoo. It's not currently doing anything with its shipyard queue. I'm not sure where the Juggernaut would be. There it is. Need a citadel and a colossal assembly yard building to be able to build a Juggernaut. Titans we can build through the federations. So somebody in our group has access to Titans. So we do need a citadel level construction yard now. So if we go back to shipyards, do I have any of them currently upgrading? Earth Station is upgrading to citadel level, but it can't hit the colossals, I don't believe. I'm not currently I think I am currently upgrading or getting ready to, well, I was switching over to get more shipyards on Blork, Spain, swapping out some of the anchorages. So I do not currently have a colossal shipyard. It will probably be Blorgsbane that I will do that with. Which means it is going to need to upgrade to Citadel soon. Ah yes, I swapped out the, what do you call it, trade hub I had on here because I no longer need it for my others to be able to collect the trade in the vicinity of Obtelius. Let's go ahead and upgrade it to Star Fortress. Tezekian Hive has declared war on the Alvathari. War of Obedience. That means they're trying to vassalize them, I believe.
Construction completed.
Forgot to queue up something here as well. Alright, so this is primarily a military area. I do have the Black Hole Observatory. I have the communications jammer. Let us add the disruption field generator.
Ship upgrades applied.
Now Almac is fully upgraded. However, we can have a lot more defense platforms at places like Almac now.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Standardized battleship patterns. Establishing new standards for how we design and construct massive battleships greatly improves the speed at which they can be assembled. Alright, Habitat World has popped back up, and the Mega Cannon. We should get the Mega Cannon, because it, with its follow-up, will be the final two things we would ever have to recustomize a ship design due to. We have a new proposal. Minor military sanctions. The person who previously proposed this must have stopped. We must place sensible restrictions on the navies of empires that are in breach of galactic law. Still 2 years before this goes through. Prime Awareness is actually abstaining. You know, I haven't checked lately. Let's look at my technology. 4125. I am right there with the Prime Awareness. It won't be much longer till we are the most technologically advanced empire in the galaxy, apart from fallen empires.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Mega Shipyard. A zero-G construction yard of overwhelming proportion, capable of performing several spaceship assembly projects simultaneously. So I believe the Mega Art installation is one of the last remaining non-repeatables. We'll go ahead and get it knocked out. It's 20 months with Tetrana. What if I put in my statecraft? Still 20 months. Really didn't matter who was in here. So let's put Tetrana back in here and just leave her because she is better general purpose, basically. The Mega Shipyard, I actually could go ahead and put up a base for it, but I was actually saving up to be able to fire up when I finish. Well, I've still got quite a while before I get the gateway site built there. I don't think I have somebody in place for a Mega Shipyard right now. I'm in place for the Strategic Command Center, I think, here in Procyon. Where do I want the Mega Shipyard? Now, I'm going to have a shipyard right here at Blorgsbane. Maybe we put the Mega Shipyard in Panel as well. Let's see. Where can I build it? Around the star. It can be around a single star. Where would I want a Mega Shipyard other than Panel? I could put it in Bernard's Star, or even in Breglar. I would want it near a gateway so it could quickly get to other systems. So yeah, I think Panel is a good idea to start building that. Now, I actually am not going to start the construction on it yet. Purely because I need to save up to get even more mineral production, since my minerals are starting to dwindle again. So I will save up to upgrade the matter decompressor. Other than that, my alloys are still being used for ships. But yeah, perhaps Panel, maybe Srudma would be another good one. because it's going to take away whatever I'm getting off of that. That's just 4 energy credits. Panel, yeah, I believe I am going to put it in Panel. I mean, yeah, there's a wormhole over here where people could invade from, but that wormhole leads to my allies. Well, erstwhile allies. It potentially leads to the League of Brienne stars, who I'd like to get in our Federation, damn it. That's still several decades off until I can make it where the leader decides who
Construction
joins.
completed.
Which is dangerous if I lose leadership. Tezekian Hive stopped guaranteeing the Hithians. That did not last long. I don't have the influence to add the habitation module. And yes, you cannot get the colossal shipyards on an orbital ring. And I don't really have the spare minerals, strategic resources to build any of these. I do have a slight surplus, but I don't want to dwindle into it because it's primarily coming from trade now until I start getting some habitations online. But this is now at Citadel level, the highest level it can get. It can hold 9 defense platforms. And that's in addition to the defense platforms that Sol Starbase will have. Right now, it has access to 18. It will have even more when it becomes a Citadel. Hazar broke off their pact with the Hithians. League of Brienne is guaranteeing the Hithians, and the Yvzorak are rivals to the Tezekians. Finally finished the planetary prospecting here and got some dust caverns. Yes, we do have a moat harvesting trap here now. So we will be able to get some more strategic resources there.
Ship upgrades applied.
5th Fleet is now fully upgraded. It did not need reinforcement. So we will have 5th... I shouldn't have closed it out. We will have 5th Fleet relocate down to Almac. Won't take too awfully long. I'll shoot up from Yilon into Pirac space and take the gateway. Speaking of gateways, Blorgbane gateway should be online soon. Yeah, about a week. So Blorgbane is now online and will have a connection straight to Sol and Almac. That connects 3 of my shipyards. Let's see, Yilon is a single star. I could do the mega shipyard here and put a gateway in this system, rather than building a gateway in Gorham for direct connect. Well, I could build it in Gorham even. Gathry Maelstrom has completed its last bit, so I can go ahead and start upgrading it to Citadel. It will remain an anchorage. Hence, Nueva Cadiz Station has gotten its habitation module. I can build another one here. So I switched over.
The special project has concluded.
All of my miners on Mars to harvesters because I have been... let me click that again. There we go. I've been shifting those mining districts over to agriculture, and I'm about to shift these mineral purification hubs to a galactic stock exchange. I decided to shift a few things around since I had decent minerals when I started doing it, and go ahead and make this a dedicated farming facility. So I shifted all of the miners I had built here into farmers. And I see I have a clerk to promote up. There we go. It's going to end up either demoting or moving that guy off world. I think what I'm going to do is start churning out harvester robots here until I fill up all the farming slots. I still do have a few more to build, but that's probably where I'm going to expand rather than expanding industry or anything else. This is just going to be agriculture and city districts for the most part. Hazar has ended their rivalry with the Verzak. Now if we could just
Construction completed.
Fire tribes to end theirs with the Granshu. Alright, time to upgrade Succubus's Ball to a Citadel.
Ship upgrades applied.
Finally got Talasius' station's defenses upgraded. Nope, still needs to upgrade that Guam. And afterwards, it's time to make you a Citadel. First Fleet should be
Ship
just about
upgrades
there. We
applied.
go. First Fleet has finally finished upgrading, so time for it to prepare. So we're going to move it to Almac. Only take him 2 months to get there since we now have the gateways all set up. Garanshu and Hazar broke their migration treaty.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
An enormous mass accelerator cannon that can only be placed in a spinal mount and fires monstrously powerful rounds over vast distances. Now, one change they are making is they are removing all hull damage from kinetic weapons. So, the mega cannons, the auto cannons, and I believe all of the missiles will no longer get bonus hull damage. That's going to be basically down to lasers, which I'm kind of disappointed with. I would like to see where the kinetic weapons, you could go entirely kinetic or entirely energy. Although all energy weapons kind of have an issue with shields, you do have access to the energy siphon and the null void beam that are great at sapping shields. Other than that, most energy weapons have bonus to armor and quite a few have bonus to hull. When it came to kinetic weapons, they were all really good against shields and really weak against armor. With the exception of the torpedo, which got a good bonus against armor, and the missiles that had no penalty against armor. And then they had a few with hull bonuses. The missile had bonus to hull, and the autocannon and mega cannon did. Now, do we have the final upgrade for the cannon? Yes, the Giga Cannon. So in 7 months, we will have our final ship component. And actually, I should have swapped out for Vash when I was doing the previous cannon. Now, that knocked a month off of it. Through hard work and experience, Dobgar has developed new skills. He now has Voidcraft. Which one is Dobgar? My statecraft guy. I kind of wish he'd gotten another, something like, Maniacal or
Ship
Spark of Genius.
upgrades applied.
Second Fleet is fully upgraded. Time to move it to Almac. How long will it take it to get there? A month. Because I have gotten the gateway available here in Blorgsbane. That looks like all of the fleets. That one's on its way to Almac. That one's on its way to Almac. That one is. This one is at Almac. And that one's on its way to Almac. This one also is at Almac. So as soon as 4th Fleet finishes upgrading and gets reinforced, as a matter of fact, I don't want to know if I want to risk reinforcing it just yet. It's just got one upgrade left. How long is that going to take? Two months. As long as no ship construction takes less than 2 months, it shouldn't create any issues. So let's go to Fleet Manager, tell it to upgrade or reinforce this fleet. Yeah, these two coming out sooner would be a problem. And they're building at Blorgsbane and Earth Station. Only one of them is being built at Almac. Let's let it start the construction at Almac. Actually, we'll go ahead and let it cancel the 2 corvettes at Blorgsbane. All of these will take almost 3 months. I will be done with my upgrades by then. And then once I finish the upgrades, I will go to reinforce the corvettes. Citizen state of Azook is in a migration treaty with the Commonwealth of Man. So I had forgotten to be upgrading Ascension tiers. I believe the first one I'm going to upgrade the Ascension tier on will be Blizzard, because it's a mining world with strategic resources. So right now it's doing 25% to both of those. And now that is Ascension Tier 1, it's doing 31.25% to each of those, and reduces the effect on the empire size by 5%. So all of these districts and all of the population are being reduced. Another tier would be 20,000, regardless of which planet I put it on. So I could go ahead and jump this one up yet again. Now it is getting 37.5 and 10% reduction to empire size. And I think I have enough to do it yet again. So now we're doing almost 50% bonus to both minerals and strategic resources, and getting 15% reduction to empire size. It'll cost me 35,000 to do it again. I get about 4,500 a month. So 10 months would be more than sufficient for me to have that. Actually, it'd be less than 10 months before I could upgrade it again, I believe. Yeah.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Dyson Sphere. A Dyson Sphere fully envelops a given star, converting all solar output directly into energy credits. Now all we have are repeatables here. Really doesn't matter too awfully much which of these I do. So at this point, this is going to be attack speed, shield hit points, energy credits, energy weapon damage, building cost. At this point, we're just going to enable auto research here. Do I have to pick one right now, or is it going to immediately? Let's let it, since we've got auto research on, let's let it progress a day to see if it kicks in. Yes, it did. So they're going after energy weapon attack speed. Now this is fine. We will just have him continue auto researching. So that's flash coolant that we are researching. A list of targets has been finalized, and our operatives have begun quietly drifting their way into position. They await our signal to begin establishing sleeper cells. Takes about 10 days, I think, for it to kick in. Might be 30. Tuzekian Hive has completed construction of a gateway in the Aphidna system. Where is that? They've got a ruined quantum catapult. Ruined strategic coordination center. There's the gateway, the Aphidna system. Reports from Operation Prepare Sleeper Cells are favorable so far. Our expert hackers have opened a number of hidden backdoors in the catalog index, successfully hiding them in obscure yet important segments of the Priman code that they rely upon to function. Using these, we will be able to keep up to date on the latest happenings in the Prime Awareness and maintain our long-term ability to conduct operations there should we wish it. So +1 to operations skill and -100% decay for the next 15 years. Now, I don't have the influence to do anything else at this point. But now all of these operations are going to be a little bit easier. Usually I like to acquire assets next so that I can get preferably a subterfuge asset. Because that gives me bonuses to gathering information, preparing sleeper cells, acquiring more assets, stealing technology. I'm not really interested in any of these others too awfully much. Armed privateers has very little use in the late game. It will distract the AI a little bit or disrupt their trade network. But as you've seen with pirates popping up in my area, if somebody were to be arming privateers in my area, it would not be doing a damn thing to me other than experiencing my admirals. If my admirals even made it over there, because for the most part my star bases are going to handle it. Alright, so now if I go to there, I want to go to Almac Station actually. So I wanted to click here. "15 more days. So we can go ahead and tell 4th Fleet to reinforce the remaining ships it needs. We will all be at full strength for our current fleet composition, which I'm not going to modify till we get Titans. And be ready next episode likely to start heading to thin out the Lavish freebooters. Tezekian Hive is guaranteeing the Tilanestes. Oh, we have a new minor military sanctions has popped up. I thought that was up there. Somebody must have be canceling their must place sensible restrictions on the navies of empires. That one I had just been up here. Whoever was on it revoked it. I wish you had a notification when they repealed or canceled proposing one to let you know that that proposal was gone.
Ship upgrades applied.
But a lot of these changes happened with the Fornax update. And it is entirely possible that because I did not start the game with the Fornax update, I updated the game midway through, that it is not giving me the full amount of notifications that it is supposed to. So 4th Fleet is fully upgraded. Now we're just waiting on reinforcements. Now once the reinforcements start churning out, while they're in nebulous space, moving further away does not affect the time. It's only where you are when they leave the shipyard that matters. Yeah, so right now it's going to be March before I get one of those. Let's go ahead and look at 4th Fleet again. 2 of them are going to be coming at Almac Station. I'm going to wait here for that one. Actually, I'll probably wait until the one at Earth is done. The cruiser. Though I kind of wish the cruiser was here. At Almac instead of Earth. But anyway, it only adds a month to the delay So we will wait 3 months, about March, and when the Shilang is finally churned out, then we can start moving. Because it should arrive with us when we get in position. Amongst our many clandestine tasks in the Prime Awareness is the low-key scouting of potential assets. Any tool we can use to further our efforts amongst the Gestalt entity. Our Spy Master reports having just made one such lucky catch. We have acquired a new asset with the Prime Awareness. So let's check out that asset. My starbase capacity is down. Oh yes, I downgraded Yamather and did not, have I not upgraded one? Or started the process of upgrading one? No, I have not. So now that I have gotten rid of Yamather, where did I want to replace it with? We need a... Let's do Kahinnis. Alright, first thing I want to do is activate the Galatron. Life is more of a lottery than a competition. 5,000 alloys, thank you very much. Reverse engineer our last arcane technology. Advance some of our research, gave us some society research. This is completed. The other things we need to do is to renew our deals with the artisan troop. Sadly, we cannot offer any more lest we come to believe you didn't appreciate the ones you already purchased. We have our integrity to think about, you see. I could have sworn this was when we ended up having to renew the Patron of the Arts, but nope, 5 years from now. We do need to renew the Conglomerated Scrappers. And I believe that is it. The others will expire in 5 more years. Yeah, those were the only 2 we really needed to renew at the end of this. I am close on my cap for energy credits, so I'm going to buy a chunk of alloys. I think 1250 should be sufficient. No. We're going to buy 2,500 alloys so that we can proceed to start upgrading the matter decompressor lensing. That is going to take 6 years. And it has been another 5 episodes. So we'll call this an episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.